no wonder the NHS isn't making any money. Do you pay for this? Would you go to a pub? I'd be like, can I have 2 pints of Guinness? Do you pay for your Guinness? I don't pay for no Guinness, man. Hello and welcome to Cork in the North. This week I'm up here in the Falls Road. I've never felt more Irish. It's great. I mean, I love being Irish. And I got another Irish man next to me, Darren Matthews. Darren, lovely to have you on the podcast. We only met a couple of weeks ago for coffee. Darren does comedy, promotes comedy. And since I've been living in Northern Ireland, I'm trying to infiltrate and the word Northern Ireland don't go together. I'm trying to blend in with the Northern Irish comedy scene. So I've met up with Darren and I thought this guy's great crack, so we'll get him onto the podcast. Nice to have you on, Darren. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me the whole way to West Belfast.
The whole way to West. Well, where do you live in Belfast?
South Belfast is about 5 minutes away.
Right, so you live in South Belfast, but you're from Armagh.
Yes.
South Armagh.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. Something that's very similar. So Armagh and Cork are very similar because there's very few counties that have where people will differentiate like you have Cork and West Cork.
Yes, and East Cork.
Do people say East Cork though? I've only ever heard people say West Cork.
No, in Cork it's like, where are you going? Middleton. Oh, you're going there. Oh, why don't you go down Skibbereen or Clonakilty or something? Well, we'd say East Cork. No, we would say East Cork. We don't say South Cork.
Yeah.
South Cork isn't the thing.
That's the ocean.
Yeah. It was West Cork and East Cork and North Cork, because Cork is the biggest county in Ireland.
It's fucking massive.
It is, isn't it? So what similarities? So you're saying it's because, why do you have South Armagh then?
South Armagh and North Armagh, probably because just how they feel different. North Armagh has a few more towns. You've got like Portadown, Craigavon and Lurgan. And then South Armagh is pretty much Newry to the border.
Right. And is there when you say it has feels different, is it different in...
It's a bit more rural, probably.
Right, but is it different in sort of, how would you say this now? People?
Yes.
Because like,
but Armagh's a very small county. It's like it might be one of the smallest in Ireland. It's tiny.
Right. All I know about South Armagh, forgive me, now this is just from the news, right, is that the PSNI wouldn't be seen driving around South Armagh. Is that true?
Fair assessment. They're in a bit more now. There'd be, the creepy mile outside.
Because it's
diesel.
South Armagh. It's kind of like my cousin in Dundalk told me once about South Armagh. He goes, oh, they have their own laws up there.
No, I think it's the lack of laws.
Lack of laws. Yeah, it's kind of like you kind of police yourselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of gentlemen's agreements and wads of cash.
Yeah, there's people walking around with T-shirts just going violent gentlemen. But it seems like a nice spot though.
It's gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
I would say South Armagh. Is it like the most Irish part of Ireland in terms of people?
It's probably its own. It could probably go independent if it wanted to.
Or it could be like,
Yeah.
Catalonia.
We have fossil fuels, so
yeah, fossil fuels.
That they make themselves.
They make their own fossil fuels. I wonder what they're smoking.
It's I think it's one of the most beautiful places, and I never appreciated it until I left, because growing up there was shite in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah,
and then when I moved abroad and I came back, and when people come to visit me and I show them where I'm from, I'm like, this is actually unreal.
Yeah. So do you remember the 80s and the 90s?
Yes.
Vividly.
Yes.
Yeah. Must be interesting.
That's how PTSD works.
That's how PTSD works. Because for me, like, I don't have any experience of any of that kind of stuff. I don't really want to go into it because we're not into that kind of stuff on this podcast. Because we're not like Joe, we can't fact check anything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because we don't do any facts. So we don't really
it's just
care.
solely opinion based.
It's literally just opinion based, right?
Yeah.
So we're not like Joe Rogan or anything like that. But I must have been insane growing up there, and then like seeing a change from the 80s to say where we are today in Northern Ireland. I mean, like it must be like two different lives you've lived or seen or witnessed.
I think it was kind of weird growing up because even though I'm from South Armagh, the little village I'm from, Bestbrook, is a very mixed community.
Yeah.
So I had, when people maybe say in Belfast where they, with the peace walls, they would restrict themselves and they wouldn't know anyone from what they would decide to be the other side. Whereas I grew up completely integrated with my Protestant neighbours. So it was only when I moved to Belfast I was like, you people are all insane.
Yeah. Because of the walls.
Because of the walls.
So to you, integration was a very natural thing.
Exactly. When I grew up, I would have, tried to play hockey and rugby and that sort, which would have been seen as, more of the other side sports, and we would have taken kids to play, Gaelic and hurling. It's only when people get a bit older. Children are great, which is why, people say kids are the future. Because kids don't give a shit about any of that stuff. It's only when some dickhead teaches you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So it was fine for me growing up. I was always completely integrated, so I didn't mind.
That's brilliant. That's great.
It's the way to be. My folks were pretty good about that.
Yeah, were they?
Be like, they're just people. We all go to work every day. We just go to a different fucking church, school. You know, we've divided ourselves pretty badly here. So.
Yeah, but I think but it's a lot better from what I'm learning about. Like,
definitely now, as you say. I mean, you live over in East Belfast. That's. I don't know if that
I'm only there
possible.
because I'm a big fan of tension within the community.
That's fine.
No, I just think it's.
You getting a grant to be there?
No, I'm sponsored by Sinn Féin.
Fair enough.
I'm actually planted by Sinn Féin. Mary Lou MacDonald rings me up and goes, "Andrew, we've got you a job for you. You need to
Andrew,
go to East
you
Belfast."
can't use Sinn Féin and planted in the same sentence. It's not okay up here.
No, but like I couldn't give two shits. To be
That's
honest.
the best way to be.
I really couldn't give it.
Yeah.
I was at Ulster Rugby 2 weeks ago. Went to watch because I love my rugby. I like my Gaelic. I love soccer.
Did you have your wee Munster top zipped up underneath?
No, but you know what? I went to the Ulster Rugby Claremont game, and it was really great fun. And there was a couple of us that went, and one of the lads in the group he had to go and buy the pints. So say kickoff is 5:30. He didn't get back from the bar until 6 o'clock, so he missed the first 30 minutes of the match because there was a queue at the bar. And I felt really guilty, and then so I'm just saying that wouldn't happen in Munster. Like the bar service would be so much more efficient.
Well, that wouldn't happen if I was there because I would have just smuggled in drink.
There you go, yeah. Or sometimes you go to events I wouldn't even buy any booze because I just want to watch the match and then have the pint afterwards. Because do you ever go to somewhere and you have a pint and next thing you go, I've got to go to the toilet now.
Yeah, you have to time. You have to time
and
those
you
things.
break the seal, and you're like, oh. Next thing you can never really get fully comfortable. Like when I used to go to watch Manchester United, all people I would be around would all having pints, and I was like, I can't because I want to watch the match in a comfortable without having to think, oh, I need to go to the toilet now. I can't hurry. How long's left before half time and all this kind of stuff. So,
and also, if you've been in Old Trafford, the toilets at half time are a war zone.
Oh, it's chaos.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
It's absolutely horrendous. So South Armagh up to South Belfast. So when you came up here, was it something like because you growing up being integrated, was that just something that you threw yourself into when you came into Belfast? Because obviously you're involved in the hurling up here, the Gaelic football with East Belfast GAA and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that didn't bother me. I lived in Belfast for a few years before I emigrated. So what I did was when I moved up here, I was a musician. So same again, musicians don't care. Anybody that's usually into like the arts and don't really care about any of
an
that
audience
stuff.
Is an audience.
An audience is an audience.
We don't.
And you're all doing the same thing. So we're all comedians, we're all musicians, we're all artists, all poets. So that doesn't matter. But especially here in the north, great art comes from like lower socioeconomic areas. So
and history and conflict.
And history, yeah. So all of that comes out of that. So it all generates emotion and feeling, and that's why you create art.
That's why you never go see the best bands from Denmark or Norway.
Yeah,
because they've had no history of conflict or issues or troubled beginnings, so they've nothing to write about because everything's just fine.
But they do have metal bands, and they're all singing about like Vikings. And you're just like, well, that was like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, well,
you've had it pretty nice since then.
If 1,000 years ago is the worst thing that's ever happened in your country, your country's doing pretty well. Do you know what I mean?
Have you been to the Scandi countries? They are lovely.
I went to Denmark.
I've been to Denmark.
I went to Copenhagen, and I've never seen so many gorgeous looking people. I came back looking for a personal trainer.
I felt short.
Huh?
They're all huge.
£13 for a burger and chips.
In Copenhagen?
Absolute rip-off.
I think I was there working with a band, so we were just drinking Tuborg for free. It was great.
Yeah, but the audiences when you do gigs I did a gig in Copenhagen. I was doing a solo show, and I think the majority of the audience came to practice their English. So what they do is you go on and you talk, and they're like, we want to go and listen to English being spoken, and I must say, they were, because they're all like Netflix educated. Like they all watch Netflix, so they all watch Americanisms and British doc shows and stuff. So I think they kind of came as I was to learn off me. But sure, when I was up there using phrases like "horse it into her there, kid," and all this kind of and like mad Irish stuff. I think they were looking at me going, what type of English is this?
Give it loads.
Like
slap it up, yeah.
Phrases that like only Cork people would get or Irish people would get. Like,
call people langers in
I was talking
Copenhagen.
to he was off his game, and they're like, he's off his game. I used the phrase once like, I was about a guy. You know, when you're a teenager, you do daft stuff, right? It was a guy snogging a guy in a nightclub in Cork, like, and you're young and you're a bit of a daft. One guy was going, he was like pissed and kissing this girl, and someone said, oh, he's horsing his tongue into her there, and I'm like, he's horsing his tongue into her. I remember I said something like that on stage, and they didn't get it, obviously because of the phrasing, and I just heard one guy go, why is he bringing a horse to a nightclub? I don't think he gets the phrase horse it in, like.
See, you were doing that whenever I did shows in Asia, and I was trying to be trying not to use my colloquialisms and my slang terms, so you're just doing your normal set. And then when I got off stage, I think it was in Malaysia, and somebody said to me, "Your English is really good."
Oh wow!
And I went, "Good," because it's the only fucking thing I speak.
That's like, I'm always so impressed with like people like people, European people, they tend to have 2 or 3 languages, which is phenomenal, like English or German or whatever. Like, but you meet someone, say, from Berlin, and they're like, obviously speak German, and they go, "Oh, I speak German, English, and French," and I'm just sitting there going, I'm having problems figuring out there and there. Like when I'm writing it down, obviously I can't do that now. But
we pen mark through it now.
Yeah, like is it there or D it? So it like they're
there
so well
is ownership. There is a place, and they are.
God! Oh no! My confidence in WhatsApp is low. Bloody spelling errors. But like these people are so well educated. But so you come to Belfast for a while, then you go off travel. You go to Asia, you go to
move to Australia.
Australia first, and stuff like that. But when you land in Australia, you must have been like, I came here to get away from these fuckers. Now it's full of Irish.
Yeah. At the time it was. I moved in 2012, so there was about a 2-year head start on me.
So it was the first thing when you arrive in Australia, you go, right, O'Neill's pub. Or
no,
GDA, or were you actually going to actually meet people from...
Well, because I was doing comedy, I integrated way more than a lot of the guys I knew from the Irish community. So I did play for a Gaelic team, but because I was doing comedy, sure, all the comedians were Aussies. Right, so that got me a proper integration into the...
So you had kind of like 2 lives.
Yeah, but they wanted to do stuff that I couldn't do, like, go to the beach, be in direct sunlight. I was like, lads, this
be in direct sunlight. Warning.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you know when you're flying over to Australia, does like the cabin crew come down and you go, "Darren, are you sure you're on the right flight?"
See, it's not too bad because over here sun cream's a rip-off, but over there a litre is like $10.
Yeah, because obviously it's in such demand.
Yeah.
That like it's in such demand that like there's absolutely
it has to be. You have to. I mean, they have the highest rates of skin cancer in the world, so they're just like, maybe make that affordable.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper than a new health service.
And when you get sun here for like a month a year, like obviously demand goes up for that month, so they can price it higher because they know that.
The worst sunburn of my life I got was a week after I got back from Australia, and I went to do a gig on Rathlin Island off the coast of Antrim, and I thought I was fucking immune.
Because you've been in Australia.
Sure, I've been in Australia for a year, lads, it'll be fine. Yeah. Melted. I was on stage with a bottle of After Sun, just boiling. It was like when you spray oil into a pan. That's what it was.
But the crackdown in Australia with the Irish down there, obviously a lot of Irish down there, engineers, accountants, barmen, plumbers, nurses, whatever jobs they do, PR, marketing. It must seem like these people can just let loose for a couple of years and, have the crack.
Oh, there are some, like the Irish people export some beautiful things, and we also export some right dickheads.
So do you feel some of the people that go to Australia are like wrong-uns?
Well, yeah, that's how they started the country.
I understand, yes, but I've heard stories about like Irish people over in Australia like rented apartments, not paying the rent, doing runners and all this kind of stuff.
They actually got to a point in Perth where there was a big kick up because somebody were renting an apartment out and they said no Irish need apply, and I was like, oh, it's like London in the 50s.
Really, no Irish need apply?
Yeah, they said that, and I was like, I don't know if that's
how mental
legal.
Is that? Like sun, 24-hour flight and some sun, and you get Irish people that, not all Irish people, I will say this, I'm sure there's amazing Irish people down in Australia doing wonderful work. There are amazing people, but we only kind of hear the bad stories, don't you? You don't hear about the people going about their life very well.
That's our Irish pessimism, though.
Yeah.
It's like being a comedian. Nobody wants to hear about a great gig. They're like, tell me about the worst gig you ever did. And you're like, do you not want to hear about the time I had a lovely show when everybody laughed at my new stuff?
Yeah.
No.
Tell me about the time you paid your rent on time. Oh, yes. We want to know. We want to know. So, but I don't understand that, like, they go to Australia. Some Irish people, I've seen people like from Cork and Dublin, and they're going out there and they're being interviewed on TV shows out there, and you're like, Jesus, lads.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing out there? You know what I mean? Like, they're causing havoc.
Yeah, we also sound, if you're on TV in another country, you sound much more raw. Like, have you heard a Cork accent on like American TV or something?
Oh yeah. You can know he's Cork straight away.
Yeah.
I was just flying over there just to see how things are going in New York.
Yeah. If anyone asks, I'm not working, okay? I'm on the holidays.
I'm actually been on holiday for 11 years. I do crypto, like I'm just living off ambition.
I know a guy from Newry, where I'm from, who he got emigrated because his house, or he got repatriated, kicked out.
Returned home.
Returned home. He got put in an envelope.
He was sent to see the mammy.
Yeah, because one of the lads he lived with got in a bar fight.
Oh.
The cops lifted him, took him back to the apartment and was like, knock, knock. Hi, does this guy live here? Yeah. Where are you boys from?
Oh, yeah.
Give us your passports. Everybody got scooped. 5 people because one guy got in a bar fight.
I heard that's what they're doing. They have a phrase for that in America. It's ICE, isn't it?
Yes.
They call it ICE, which is the American border. I mean, under Donald Trump, I think it was extreme, like really extreme. But they'd pick up one person and then they go through their phone.
Like, where do you live?
Where do you live? And they go to the house and there's like 6 others.
Yeah.
And they go, right, we've got, not only have we got one, but we've got, it's like if you stop a car and you stop a drug dealer. Not only have you stopped the drug dealer, but you've stopped the other drug dealers that drug dealer was supplying for. Do you see what I mean? So you're breaking a chain. That's what you're doing. You're kind of cutting the chain. But being illegal, like, would there be a lot of illegals in Australia? Because we hear of a lot of illegal Irish in America, and that's like, I know it sounds, but people going over in the 60s and 70s.
Yes.
And they kind of, you know, I watched a documentary from the early 80s where a lot of Irish people went over and they were working on the building sites for Irish firms. They're getting cash and they're told, you know, you got to keep your head down. If police turn up anywhere, you have to leave.
Just walk off.
Just walk off. If you can't get into a fight, if you get picked up for anything, it's basically just you have to be invisible. But in Australia, but you never hear about it in Australia as much. Is there a lot of illegal stuff going on in Australia in terms of undocumented Irish?
There would be a few. I got told a brilliant story about a guy and a girl who broke up over there. Okay. And he was legal and she wasn't.
Oh no, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and I think she was probably annoying him a wee bit, and he made a phone call. Now that's the worst thing an ex has ever done to you.
I just
got you deported.
Oh, he didn't text me back, but he deported me. So they're going out, they break. Oh my God! But
yeah,
there's two sides. He's either an absolute prick.
I'm going to say yeah, probably.
Right, he's an absolute prick and was spiteful. Maybe did he break up with her? Or she break up with him? Do you know?
Oh, well, the only part of the story I know is that they broke up, and
right.
This is what happened.
So if she dumped him, and that was his
revenge,
comeback, or he dumped her and she didn't want to be broken up with and harassed him.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, it's bad form, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bad crack.
Like, that is bad.
Just get on with your life.
Just get on with your life. If this, you know, that's a bit.
You're probably
OTT.
in a city of 5 million people. You're not going to see them again.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that's a bit full on.
But that's
a bit tough.
That's mental though. But to do that and then come back here, and I was home.
But you're barred from Australia then for like 3 or 4 years or 5 years.
I'm not. But
no, not you. Obviously, you. I'm going to make a phone call after this. Like, I was with Darren. But you get a banning order then for like 5-10 years.
Yeah, something like that. You can't even go back and visit. So the problem is, if you're in the States and you get scooped, they just come and go, get your passport, get your wallet, let's go. So all your shit's there. You're not allowed to pack up. They don't give you a day to organise yourself. Straight out the door.
Really?
But what's mad is over there too, you can be illegal, but if you're paying taxes, they kind of just leave you be. It's like a little. Oh, it's just I didn't see that because you're contributing.
I was looking the other way.
Yeah, pretty much.
That kind of thing.
Without bribing them, you're bribing an entire country.
Yeah. So, and you know, it's great. I've never been to America, and I've never been to Australia. And before pandemic, I was going to Sydney for a month to do the Sydney Comedy Festival. Cancelled.
That would be lovely.
And then I was potentially going to America as well. Cancelled, obviously. And now that it's 2022, I'm like, right, I want to go back to Australia and I want to go to Sydney. Come on, life is open again. We're going to do this. The people in Australia are like, we're not having anyone for a while.
They are losing their minds over there.
We're not having any foreigners for a while. And then the people in America are like, oh, really sorry, but there's massive visa issues now and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I've literally gone, right, better go to Lurgan instead and do my comedy. So
I'd recommend Canada there. But I lived in Toronto. It was a nice. If you like the convenience of America without Americans, Canada's a good shout.
But you know what? I wouldn't mind. Like, but do you not think New York is like, it's like London? London is London. New York is New York.
Yeah.
It's not. Would you think New York is like? It's not. It really does. It's not like all of America. You know the kind of way. It's an international place.
Any major city is probably not a representation of.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Like people go, I went to Ireland. I went to Dublin. I'm like, you didn't go to Ireland then?
Yeah.
Did you go anywhere else? No.
Did you go to South Carlo?
Yeah.
No,
you
didn't.
Did you get a look at Sligo?
Yeah.
Did you find out what county they start saying H in the fucking...
Did you go on a bus replacement service? No, well, you've not been to Ireland then.
Exactly. Have you been on a train that still has wooden seats?
We're going to go to the Guinness factory, and I'm like thinking, great, well, go, enjoy it. Then we're going to do this. We're going to go to Kilmainham Jail and learn about the history of it. Like, go, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You want to come and meet me in the centre of Dublin for a pint? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because I am
Let me remortgage McKinley.
No
I'll see
chance.
you there.
I am busy on a Saturday. Jesus. I am watching sport and being depressed. I am not going to go and stand in a generic Irish pub in Temple Bar talking about Irishisms to tourists.
See, I love it whenever people come over and they're like, there's loads of Irish people they meet while they're living there. I have like mates from Australia who got invited to weddings.
Yeah.
So I worked on a farm in Margaret River, which is in the southwest of Australia. And the guy who owned that, another backpacker who lived there, invited him to the wedding. So a guy called Gary, he came over here, he went to one of my shows in Belfast, but he didn't go, they weren't just like in Dublin. I was like, where was the wedding? He went, Letterkenny.
Oh, Jesus, that's a bit of a trek.
Yeah, but so he came from Australia. They did a tour. His family were from Scotland years ago, so they did a whole tour of the Isles. But so whenever people come over and they get sideswiped by that, where they're like, where did you go? And they're like, oh, the wedding was in Westport. And you're like, fucking hell.
Westport's a good spot.
It's a good spot for like a stag do or a wedding. But if you're from a completely different country and you land in Mayo, I'm from Armagh and I go to Mayo and I go, oh, what are they saying? What's happening right now?
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, I can understand Galway fine. Or up the road, nothing.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're from like South Armagh and you go to places like Dublin or whatever, like, and you tell people you're from Armagh or whatever, what's the initial reaction? Just people like, whatever, or is it a bit like, oh, right, what's it like up there kind of thing?
Well, I think in Dublin it's no big deal because I was working down there on a building site and there's a lot of the lads from the north building Dublin. So that's fine. But when you go to other places, you do get a bit of a...
Well, they have a perception, don't they?
Yeah, they have a perception of what RTE News was telling them in 1986.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And people are like, what's that like? And you go, it's fine.
It's perfectly normal.
It's lovely. Have you been?
Yeah, like it's grand.
It's a normal place with normal people.
Yeah.
Come and see us sometime.
So you lived in Toronto. What were you working as when you went to Australia then?
I worked in a bar. And
Started in a bar. How hard was it to get that now? Did you work in an Irish bar?
I worked in an Irish bar, yeah.
So you walk in. How's it going? Any chance? Get a trial shift or something?
Bar was owned by a guy from Wexford. Chatted to him for about 5 minutes, had a pint with him, and he says, come in for a trial shift. I was there for 2 hours and he went, I'll get you on the shift for next week.
And that was it?
That was it.
And did you go to Australia on your own?
No, the first time I moved out with an ex-girlfriend.
And then she got deported when you broke up with her?
Yeah. No. It's a good idea. No, she saw sense. 2 of my brothers were already out there. So one was working in the mines and one was working in the city.
Working in the mines? That's insane.
I did a comedy tour of the mines. There's gigs that go to stop people.
Oh yeah, because these people are what do they do, a month on, month off, is it?
Some of them do 4 weeks on, 1 week off. So the lads go up there and to stop them going insane, they fly in entertainment.
Some money in that.
There fucking was. It was great.
So I would say they go over there to do a year or 2 of that, come home buying houses for cash.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Or if you're from Donegal for some reason, they're just like, I'm going to buy a car.
I'm going to buy a car.
What sort of car are you going to buy? I don't know, but it'll be big. I'm going to buy a big car. You're going to buy a big car in the probably the county with the worst roads in the fucking country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But your brother was. How long did your brother? Where's your brother now?
He's back home.
Yeah. So he went out, made a mint, came back, bought a house or a car.
Came back, got set up. No, he's not from Donegal, so he bought a car.
He bought a car.
He bought several cars.
He bought right.
Actually, if you're from Armagh, you buy a Kiar. So there's a Y in it.
You buy a
CYAR. Yeah.
Right.
A Kiar.
I just call it a car.
Exactly. But if I say car, I sound posh.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It's in the car. So our boy came home and sort of got himself set up for this. So
and you stayed out then?
I stayed out for 2 or 3 years, and then I was gone for about 8 or 9 years altogether.
Yeah.
Between hopping around different places.
And why? So when you did the 8 or 9 years, why didn't you settle somewhere? Like, why was there the draw to come back, or was it like this point in my life now? This is these 6 or 7 years. I want to do as much as I can and come back because I love.
I'm sure, as you know, Irish people have terrible guilt.
Yeah.
See when you meet people that have been gone for like 30, 40 years, they're the guy sitting singing the ballads in the Irish pub, feeling terrible. Do you know what I mean? It's all about missing the homeland, and you're like, you're a millionaire here. Yeah. Don't go home.
But did you feel guilty, like, being away?
I felt a bit guiltier because my folks are getting a bit older.
Right, okay.
That's a common theme. A lot of people settle as well because they meet somebody from the country and marry and
Did you meet any person from any of the countries that you've lived in? America, Canada, Australia, where like you met an Aussie or a Canadian?
Oh, like that I wanted to stay?
Yeah.
No, because I love travelling as well. I figured out maybe that I might love travelling more than comedy, but comedy lets me travel.
Exactly.
So it's...
I love comedy and hate travel.
Exactly.
so I have to do one or the other. I have to do both.
I like doing stuff where I try and get the both together, so I can be like, oh fuck, I'll go and do a
so you're like going, oh look, I want to go to Eastern Europe. Oh, I'm going for 10 days and I've got 5 gigs.
Yeah.
So you can do your comedy and do your bit of travelling.
I did that in Asia.
Yeah.
Because all the gigs were on weekends.
Yeah.
So during the week I would just fly off somewhere and backpack and have a great old time. drinking beers for 30p and then fly back for the next
and
gig.
then do a gig and have the crack afterwards, you know, and meet locals or other British or Irish people or whatever that are working out there.
Oh no, I prefer meeting so the best thing to do is get like a local comedian from the area, and they're like, we're going to take you to this cool wee restaurant. I see like the after gig eating and stuff in places is fucking incredible.
Yeah, finishing at 11 o'clock and you're eating at 11:30, and next thing you know you're on your third pint by 2 a.m.
Yeah, if it was me and another Irish guy, would probably be walking around looking at O'Neill's, you know. Yeah. Let's go find a pool table with the
For
winner stays
playing
on.
Cavan today, aren't they? What time's kick off here if you add 7 hours?
Yeah, I can't say anything. I would definitely have done that as well. We were in Dubrovnik for my brother's wedding, and the day after the wedding we were in an Irish bar in the middle of Dubrovnik watching Cork play Limerick in the All-Ireland hurling.
Oh, brilliant. But you know what? That's a really very important thing for people is that if you're booking a wedding, please Google the sports fixtures for that day. Because I was invited to a wedding 1 May, the same day as the Champions League final. And I got the invite, I think, like Christmas or something.
And didn't think about it.
Never thought about it. And then when I was looking at the Champions League one, I went, I must put in the Champions League final into my calendar because I love watching the Champions League final. And this was when the Champions League final was moved to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
It used to be on a Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Champions League final used to be midweek.
Yep.
But then it was moved to the weekend, right? And I was going to this wedding and I realised, same day as the wedding. I actually messaged the groom and I went, Champions League finals on the same night of your wedding. Will there be a telly at the venue?
Yeah.
And he replied back, I'm getting married. And I went, yeah, but you can get married again.
Yeah.
This Champions League is just a complete one-off. So please check the sports fixtures for you don't want to have 100, 150 guests turning up to your wedding on All-Ireland final day, Masters Sunday, GA quarterfinals, World Cup semi-finals. Everyone's going to be sitting there at your wedding looking at the phone. I do, yeah, fucking great shot. That was a great shot.
There is actually a very famous photo of a guy from Armagh who was getting married, and Armagh were playing in like the Ulster semi-final or something, and the dad's sitting with the...
Oh, he's on the phone.
You know, because my phone's one of these fucking things. You know this?
Yeah.
So the speeches are happening and the dad's like that.
The brides and the bride must be
shut
furious.
up, half time.
Dinner will recommence after the stoppage.
Oh, it's extra time. Hold the dessert. Don't be bringing that dessert in here.
Yeah. And then if like Armagh loses, then it's just going to be like
the mood's
downer,
killed,
like a massive downer. But yeah, please do check the sports fixtures for your wedding, just so your guests are very happy. Okay, check all the sports fixtures.
So now you're up here. Now you are Cork in the north. Are you going to switch allegiance? Will you be following Ulster now, or are you keeping an eye on? Will you be still Munster on the TV?
I keep. Do you know what? Like, I'm a Munster fan, but I'm not an obsessive Munster fan. I'm more of an Irish fan. Like,
Gotcha.
Six Nations for me is big. Like, I really love the Six Nations. Like, I get really into it. I follow Munster. I look at the Champions Cup, the European Cup. I Google their website. I maybe only watch one in every 3 games. I'll watch the highlights on YouTube. I'll get the scores and the tries, and I'll see it. But I won't be an avid because I have too many sports on the go, and I just can't
commit.
Like I can't commit. Like, I've too many sports on the go. Like, I've got like 2 phones of different sports.
Gotcha.
So I follow a bit of League of Ireland soccer.
Gotcha.
Follow the English Premiership.
Who's your team?
Cove Ramblers, Roy Keane's first team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I follow them. I follow the Premiership in England, and I watch a lot of soccer. I also predominantly only watch hurling rather than Gaelic football, although I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
I've got European Cup rugby. I also will obsess with the Six Nations. Like, I sometimes will take gigs out of my calendar. If Ireland were playing France at 5 o'clock on a Saturday,
you're not gigging at 8 o'clock.
I am going out for the match, or I will even try and get a ticket. I've gone to like Dublin without tickets.
To try and get one.
Yeah. I've got in before. I used to be able to get tickets before for Six Nations. Then I've got the golf. So but with the golf I tend to just do Saturday and Sunday because the golf tournament starting on Thursday.
And golf is year round.
So what I do is so I look at the European tour and I look at the American tour and I tend to try and watch Sunday. It's just so much going on. Like, we're so lucky to have all this sport like that we have, and I can't take on all of them. Like, I can't take on every game, every team that I want to watch plays because I just don't have the time.
If you want to do a bit of live stuff, would you like to go to like an Irish League game? Have you been to football up here yet?
I have, yeah.
Who'd you go see?
Ross Trevor versus some other team in Down that I can't remember. I went down in the Nori Stadium.
Oh, Park Esler.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was
that's
down there.
Gaelic.
Gaelic
Irish
football.
League is soccer.
Oh, soccer. Oh,
So
sorry.
Irish League and the League of Ireland, that's the difference.
Oh, yeah. So you want to go to like a soccer game up here?
Yeah.
I live near a team that's near Belfast Airport.
Harlan Wolf Welders. You live beside...
Glentoran. Are they good?
They are. They're top of the league at the minute.
So would they be good to go and watch?
Yeah, you can go see Glens. You
Yeah.
should go. You should go watch the Glens play Linfield in the Oval. That should be the game for you. And tell everyone you're from Cork.
There's something about that.
Stop laughing, Sean.
There's something about that advises me just get the highlights on
Dude, I
YouTube.
completely poker faced that and you fucking let me down.
So hold on a second. Could you explain to me Glentoran and Linfield? They're rivals, I'm guessing.
Yes, local rivals in Belfast.
Right. Are they like the Celtic and Rangers?
No, they're like
Liverpool,
the Rangers
Man
and the
United?
extra Rangers.
Oh, right. So is these like extreme hardcore? Is this something where Danny Dyer should be coming over doing football's deadliest rivalries?
And he's like afraid of them. Yeah. Probably. No, I don't think that Glentoran are trying to get a new pitch at the minute. I don't think they have enough fans to be deadly. But
Really?
they're worth watching, yeah.
So Glentoran Linfield is a hotbed of...
If you're not feeling safe, I can take you down and let you watch Newry and Warren Point. Would that help?
That sounds boring. So Glentoran and Linfield, would be a good game to go to?
Glentoran Linfield, I think, is a Boxing Day fixture. A good local derby to go see would probably be Cliftonville and Crusaders, the North Belfast derby. That's always good.
Is it?
Yeah, so there's one in Solitude and one on the Shore Road. So, and they're up and down the road from each other.
Right, so that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Okay, we might make a video of me going to Glentoran Linfield for the first time ever.
Yes.
And I'll just sit in the neutral area.
In your Cork jersey.
No. Why? What would happen?
Nothing. They don't know what a Cork jersey is.
Oh, would they not?
No.
Oh, right, very good. I feel safe already.
Exactly.
I'd say it'd be fine though. I've been to Man United, Barnsley. I've seen trouble.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. That's mad. What's a take?
What's a TIG?
Yeah.
It's a derogatory term. You ever
For-
seen anywhere in East Belfast where it says KAT?
No.
That's not a paramilitary group. It's KAT is kill all TIGs.
So is a take as an anti-Irish?
TIG actually comes from a thing in Ulster. A lot of the name Thai used to be very popular. TADGH.
Yeah, Tig.
Tig. So
Tig, yeah.
Ulster Irish thing again. And so that came from that, which was like, so the Tiges was what was seen as a very Catholic name, so it became kill all Tiges, Tigs, because anglicising the words.
So if you're called Tig and you live in Northern Ireland, you'll see signs that'll say kill Tigs.
But they don't know because they've anglicised it. It's not TADGH anymore. It's TAIG. Tig. You wee Tig.
So someone called me a Tig. That's
a derogatory term.
Wow.
Yeah. But if somebody calls you a Fenian, that's somebody that doesn't know that was actually a political organisation that hasn't existed for 100 years. So fuck them idiots. People are like, you're a Fenian. I'm like, I'm not.
I've had people say to me, "Are you from the Free State?" I'm like, "I'm from Cork, man."
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
from the
what you're on
People's
about.
Republic. Also, that's an we should have fucking talked about that, where the like the post-colonialism thing, where it's like the Mexicans and the Nordies and the Free State.
Oh, it's crazy,
yeah.
man.
It's like the Civil War never fucking ended because we're still at each other for
yeah,
no
I
reason.
know. And then the Civil War, and then you had the second Civil War in the South, which was Roy Keane getting kicked out of Saipan.
Yeah, 2002.
You Mick McCarthy, you Roy Keane, you De Valera, you Collins. I'm like, I'm not very good at making decisions. Not very good at making.
Can I see maybe a pie chart?
Yeah.
Is there a pros and cons list?
Which one is better for the economics of the island?
Yeah, that's it.
That's like someone said to me once, like, would you vote for United Ireland? And I went, you know what? Romantically, I would, yes, because I understand Irish history.
But
And
can
get
I
it.
see a dossier
Yeah,
first?
but also practically, economically, like, what is it? That's like somebody coming up to you going, do you want to go on holiday? Oh, I definitely want to go on holiday. Brilliant. Pack your bags are packed. You're like, yeah, I'm going on holiday. You're going to North Korea. Whoa.
Yeah.
What is this holiday? That's so.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the solution is or what the answer is. How often do you like go down the south?
How often do I go?
Yeah.
Anytime I need to fill the car.
Because of the petrol.
Diesel.
Diesel.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, if
Is there
you
a lot of red diesel by you?
there won't be, but I don't put it in my car.
You don't. But you know where to get it.
I might do.
Yeah.
Is this on?
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, there was a complete economic shift in Ireland in the 80s and 90s as well.
Yeah.
So pre-Celtic Tiger, we would have all been in the south buying everything because you're getting it for punt. And it used to be punt for a pound on the border.
Punt for a pound. Yeah.
Punt for a pound on the border. And then when the Euros changed over, so Celtic Tiger comes in and then everything started swapping. It then became cheaper in the north. So people were coming up to do their
So
shopping.
that's why you call us Mexicans.
Yes, because you're crossing the borders. And you're south of the border, so Mexico.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Nordy is pretty easy
Yeah.
explained. We're in the north.
Yeah.
So there was like a complete economic shift in Ireland where it was just like, oh, it's on fire, but it's not so bad. And down there's fucked. And then Celtic Tiger was a complete swap over. But the fuel is still cheaper. So used to be our trip would have been down to Dundalk, fill the car and get a winning streak scratch card. Because people from Belfast won't know what this is. A winning streak scratch card because they're only available there. And then we watched that in RT as well. So we had RT in the border as well. RT kind of stopped the further north you went. There were people who couldn't get it in certain parts.
But you don't pay for RT in the border over the border, do you?
No, it was a special aerial. It was a separate aerial on your house.
That the local man delivered.
No,
or did you get it properly installed?
I think we got it properly installed.
But you don't have to pay the license.
By a local man. Yeah.
But you don't have to pay the license fee.
No.
But now you pay the BBC license fee.
You can if you want.
Yeah. You pay the BBC. Do you know when you go on the iPlayer and it says like, yes, I have a license.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's go, why are you giving me the option? Like it's like, do you ever like go?
Don't make me lie to a computer.
Do you know when you go to a pharmacy and they go, you walk in, you go, oh, can I get these antibiotics, whatever? And then they go, do you pay for your prescriptions? No. Like who's gonna go? And they go, why are you exempt? I am. Yeah. For what?
Will you check if I say?
I don't really know. I just don't pay for them. I don't really pay for them. And then next thing you know, and then they ask you a couple of questions. You go, okay, I do pay for them. How much is it? Like 12 quid or something. Like, no wonder the NHS isn't making any money. Do you pay for this? You go to a pub? I'd be like, can I have 2 pints of Guinness? Do you pay for your Guinness? I don't pay for no Guinness, man. Like, stop asking people, do they pay for your prescriptions? Just charge everyone and be done otherwise. Everyone should be charged 8 quid or whatever it is. But to ask go, do you pay for these? Why don't you giving someone the option of that?
I was just like I can't lie to you, and it'll save me 12 quid. I don't pay for these, no.
I used to love, like, you know those little white lies you get, like, some of the basic ones now, you buy a coffee, you're staying in, or you're taking it away, I'm taking it away, but then you sit in. That's a very common one, right?
Yeah.
Nando's,
people think it's a bigger cup.
Nando's, I just want a water, but when they're not looking, you run up and you get a Coke, because it's free refill. Very common things that people do.
Years on the road perfecting these.
Years on
touring
the road,
comedian.
Like, touring comedian. Yeah, I know all the tricks. I know all the games.
That man has an unopened bar of soap from every hotel in England.
Oh, I'm telling you, I know how to make things a little bit easier when you're on the road. How often have you been? Sorry, 1 second. You've been to Cork?
Yes, many years ago.
Many years ago. City or West?
City for football.
Overall feedback, please.
Of Cork? Very nice.
You liked it?
I like Cork. It's much more compact than I expected. Like I always
built on an island, like the city centre's an island.
That's what I'm saying. But it's kind of like Derry. It's really on top of itself, which Cork I suppose has to be. But then once you get off the island, then it spreads out. Is that like suburbia then? Yeah,
you have places like Douglas, Carrigaline, Ballincollig. You can go to Cove then.
But
where the Titanic, it didn't dock in Cove, it docked outside Cove, and I think
lowered up the coal, didn't it?
And people and all that, and then it went off on its maiden final.
Maiden slash final.
I love how Belfast is obsessed with the Titanic Museum. Like it's great that it was built here, and stuff like that. Like, but everything around here, it's just like, oh, if you got to go to the Titanic Museum, 3,000 dead. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, Game of Thrones, 3,000 dead. So tell me, Darren, so life in Belfast for you now. How would you say? Because you're living in South Belfast, are you here to stay? Is this your place? Is this your place in the world, or do you think you have another life left in you elsewhere?
Here for another wee while. I would always entertain the idea of moving home, but when I do go home, then maybe it's a bit small because I like running gigs and I like the options. Belfast is good because it has the options of a sort of any European city, but there's less happens during the week. Do you know that kind of way? It's flat out in the weekends, whereas back home where I'm from is very that thing where people just work Monday to Friday and then destroy themselves with drinking Saturday, die Sunday, back into work Monday. That's not for me. I like going out during the week, going to stuff. I like going to.
You're
things.
A Tuesday night kind of guy.
I like a wee Tuesday night. Go to a gig, maybe have like a pint or two, or I can take the car down. I don't have to drink because there's just something on to watch. Yeah, I like that, as opposed to just going to a bar. And
where do you think that comes from? Does that come from the fact that you were in Australia and Canada and all these places in Asia that you became quite a sociable guy, or do you find sitting at home boring?
Very hard to sit at home.
You live with your partner, don't you?
Yeah, very hard to sit at home.
Yeah, I live on my own.
Yeah.
And
so you out in the drink all the time?
Barely, never go out. I've not had one proper night out in Belfast since I moved here.
I've invited you for 4.
Yeah, but I couldn't make it.
Exactly.
I was
4 times.
Yeah, but I haven't had a night out in Belfast city centre since I've moved here. I've been out in Belfast before I lived here, but not since I've moved here. Like, I went 2 days on my own in the house without talking to anyone, except from a Jehovah's Witness that called to the door.
You must have had him tortured.
There's a Jehovah's Witness living in my estate.
Come in, lad, come in.
And they're always around. And I'm getting to the point now where it's like, I'm going to have to sign up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to sign up.
No.
They put a handwritten letter in the door last week. Dear neighbour. I'm like, oh, here we go. I thought to work, like, but every 3 or 4 days, it's like, you get a little, and I'm thinking, oh, jeez, the JWs are outside, you know? I think it's crazy.
Be fair, you're from Cork, living in East Belfast. That is not the worst person could be calling to your door.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But you know what? I've spoken to my neighbours quite a few times. Like, they're class. I think there's one of them. Do you know what happened? Right, I got some post sent up from Cork, right? And my brother was sending me up something for my birthday. It was like a football polo top.
Oh, very nice.
And he sent a couple of bits up in like a little package. And he'd messaged me, oh, did you get it yet? And I was like, no, it hasn't come yet. A week later, still hadn't got it. He sent me a photograph of the receipt of the on-post receipt of the... There was no... He paid.
That's Royal Mail in the size.
Yeah, so he paid like whatever postage was. So I go down to the post office and say, listen, I got a photograph of this for you. Has this come yet? Anyway, the package was gone. I thought the package was lifted or got lost. I don't know, Brexit issues. I don't know what the problem was.
Had it been at your house at some point?
No.
Never got
But
there.
4 months later, there's a knock on the door. And there's a lady standing there. She goes, hello, are you Andrew? And I was like, yeah. And she just had this package ripped open. This came to my house about 3 months ago.
And she opened it?
And yeah, she opened it. And I'm friends with one of my neighbours who I actually know I've done a bit of work with. She ended up talking to her. She goes, I'm after getting this package for someone called Andrew. And she said to her, yeah, Andrew over there.
Yeah.
He lives in the corner there. She had it for 3 months. And she delivered it.
She's trying to put it back together?
Yeah, and it was like these Irish tops.
Oh, I opened it.
And she was like, I'm really sorry I opened it. Because, yeah, but like,
Why?
Why have you had that for 3 months? Why didn't you just bring it down to the post office?
So many questions. Why did you open it? Why did you have it for 3 months?
Yeah. And why didn't you just bring it down to the post office? And when I looked at the actual like address, there was a little difference in the number. But say the number 3 is in my house.
Yeah.
Right? So if you think about it, you either live in number 3, you live in number 13, you live in number 33, or you live in 43 or 53. Maybe just knock on one of the 5 houses that they could potentially be and see if that... But for 3 months...
scribble on the 3. I can see what the 3 says. So.
Yeah, so there's a 3. So let's go to the houses that have potentially 3.
You don't need Columbo to figure this out.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's pretty simple.
One more thing.
So I took the stuff off her. I was like, oh, thanks very much. Like, you know, I wasn't going to be arsey about it. Like, but I was, oh, thanks very much. There's no problem. But to sit on it for 3 months, I was like, oh, man. Like, I just found that quite odd.
That's weird.
That is really weird. Like,
What's
to
she
sit
been
on
doing with
someone's
them?
post for 3
Were they clean?
They were clean. Yeah.
Like,
no, I didn't wash.
And he's like, oh, I just put it on me. Shit.
Oh, I've just been
It's
walking
gonna be
around in these
anything.
Irish football tops for 3 months, and I realised there's an Irish guy in the estate, so there must be his. Like, you know, like, so I actually got, and I texted my brother and I said, look, they've been delivered. They've just had to go through extra security checks. That took 3 months. They were taken into the PSNI. They were washed. They were cleaned. The dogs were sniffing at clothes and all this kind of stuff, you know, But yeah, the one had it for 3 months. So we just thought it was lost. So my brother put a claim in against An Post because the items were probably worth about 30 quid.
Yeah.
So he put a claim in to An Post to get 30 quid through whatever lost packaging. And An Post threw out the claim because it came back and it said it was delivered.
Yeah.
So I thought like, oh, someone stole it from the door. You know, like it didn't go through the letterbox. It was stolen from the door.
That can happen, yeah.
So my neighbour has like a security camera. So I said to him, like, have you got a security camera? Because it says it was delivered on, say, the 12th of February or something.
Yeah.
But the way his camera is, he doesn't have
Your
my
door.
area covered. And, you know, there's always people like coming and going, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses and that. Like, they're always like, my friends. And they're always like, that's literally the only people that call to me is Jehovah's Witnesses.
I'll be over with the Six Nations.
The window cleaner came yesterday, actually.
Someone
He's
you
dead
talk
on,
to?
yeah. I was in the kitchen, like, working on the laptop, and I just heard someone in the garden. I was like, what the fuck? What's the window cleaner? How you get on? and I'm opening the door and go, how are things? How you get on? Jesus, Edwin Pook's is having a tough time at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, you know? But I had the window cleaner and a Jehovah's Witness are the only 2 people I've been in my house, like, the last week. And I talked to my neighbour in the garden. I'm like, how are you? Petrol's very expensive. And I'm like, oh, yeah, great chat.
I have that. So my neighbours are, when I moved in, I met one of my neighbours and he was just like, he says, oh yeah, you live beside the Indian family there. And I was like, yeah, I haven't chatted with him yet. One conversation with my next door neighbours. They're from Nepal. People from the north, terrible racial profilers.
Oh yeah, from Nepal,
the Indian people. I was like, where are you from? Nepal. That's not India, lads. Fucking ask. Go and talk to somebody.
Mount Everest.
Yeah. Go and talk to somebody that doesn't look like you. It'll expand your fucking world.
Yeah, it's crazy. But there's a lot of like non-Irish people here, like from India, Pakistan, Eastern Europe, which is cracking. Like it's great fun.
My old joke used to be that I'm from a country where it's 99% white and the other 1% make all the nice food.
That's very good. Yeah, because like if you think about it, like,
and very true.
Very, very true. Yeah,
it's not boiled. Yeah, fucking hell.
Is there salt in that? Where's the bread? Is the mother making it? Oh, do you know one of my favourite places to eat in Belfast? Not sponsored, by the way. It's a place called Maggie Mays.
I used to work there.
Botanic Avenue.
Yeah.
They used to do the best Irish stew, and I went in after the pandemic.
Because you would have done Empire and then slept in the hotel and then went across the road.
I go to Maggie Mays.
That makes sense.
I go to Maggie Mays. I go in like real hard seats, like real tight fitting seats. Right? You go in, you walk in, I was going, stew, please. And they're like, you get the stew, you get the potato, the fucking meat, and you're sitting there, and you're smelling, and you're like, jeez, I can smell me mother off this, like, oh yeah, and then a bit of bread, dip the bread into the soup, and you look around, and you've got like students, and you're like from America eating there. I'm just having a vegan omelette, like all this. Cause I'm sitting there going, fucking carrots, fucking soup, onions, fucking throw it into me, like it's like fucking holy water. You're just like, oh, dirty fucking Irish stew. Went in after pandemic. I was going, didn't even look at the menu. Stew, please. It's not on the menu anymore. I went, you've taken the stew off the menu. They took the stew off the menu.
I used to love a stew.
So I went up and I said, can I speak to the manager? But I was doing it in a funny way. Like I wasn't like being an arsehole. But I said, listen, I come in here because I love the stew. What's happened to the stew? Because it just wasn't as popular. And there you go now. All the young people now were into their fucking
quinoa,
kale. Fucking, can I have a plate of fresh air? Right, because I'm on a diet. I'm trying to get to minus 7% body fat, and then fucking they take the stew off because the young people aren't having the stew anymore. They don't see the stew. It's all salmon with peppers and fucking. And I'm walking and goes, I want my stew. I want stew, but it's off the menu. But I did speak to them. I said, is there any chance you could do like if I was to pre-order it? Can I come and collect it? They're like, no.
So that used to be a great place to work because when I worked there in my early 20s, I was always hungover, and that's the spot to be. Oh, so you go in to do your shift and they'd be like, there's your lunch, taco chips, fry-ups, big old bowl of stew, just whatever. It used to be brilliant because it was always packed with students because it's all home comfort food.
Oh, it's
if you're amazing. Not well or you're hungover, this is what your mommy makes you.
Do you know what the cure for a hangover or the flu is when I was a teenager?
Probably don't drink.
A bowl of oxtail soup and flat 7-Up.
Yes.
Every child has had flat 7-Up in Ireland. Or another thing that used to do, my mother used to always say, I don't know if you do this up in the north, but I'm pretty sure you did this when you were growing up.
Flat 7-Up's a big one.
Flat 7-Up. Did you ever have Tanora up here? Sidona?
Had Sidona, yes.
Yeah. When I was growing up, anytime there was anything wrong with me, tonsils are playing up. My mother, gargle, salt water.
Yes.
Right? Salt water, gargle, right? 6 months later, sore throat. Andrew, you need to gargle with salt water. You turn up next week, I'm after spraining my ankle. You need to gargle with salt and water. Everything was gargle, salt and water and flat 7-Up.
Andrew Salts, is that you?
No, it's not me.
Oh, no. Fucking hell.
But gargling with salt...
a celebrity there?
Gargling with salt and water and flat 7-Up. Forget your vaccines.
Pseudo-cream as well.
I've got COVID. Have you had flat 7-Up? No, we'll fucking try that now.
I pitched this as a cure fucking in March 2020.
We should just go on Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Go to Dragon's Den to go, we want £1 million for 20% in our new product, COVID relief. What is it? It's flat 7-Up, oxtail soup, and you have to gargle with salt and water, and you'll be fucking grand by lunchtime Tuesday.
Yeah. And for some reason... Pseudo-cream as well.
Pseudo-cream
for everything.
Oh, Vaseline over the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it sorted.
But I was growing up as a kid, like the cures. My mum, every family has that box. You have your plasters, your paracetamol, Nurofen Plus, Augmentin.
And there was an old biscuit tin.
Or USA sort of biscuit tin. You open it and you goes, what's wrong with you? Oh, there's something in here. Like my mother used to have all those traditional, boxes of things that make you well. Now, you open that box, what's in there? You got fucking sea salts to recover from a hangover. You've got Baroccas. There's no cough bottles anymore. I don't see, apart from children having cough bottle.
Can you still get Calpol?
For kids, yeah. I used to love a cough bottle.
Yeah.
You know the way you get a cough bottle and you put the cough bottle in, you have to take 3. I get
But
cough bottle,
only a tickly cough one. Because
I get
the
a cough
chesty ones
bottle.
are rank.
I'd just be like, all of it straight down.
ODing.
You're like, oh, that kind of tastes good. Remember, did you ever have Vicks when you were a kid?
Yes.
You used to suck on a Vicks.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
And
they
then
were the
Vicks
days.
vapor rub if you had the cold, so it was on your chest, on the soles of your feet.
Yeah. Now
on your
everyone's like
nose.
Googling going, I've got a cough. And oh my God, I'm dying.
Don't
Whereas-
Google anything.
Yeah.
It's always cancerous.
Oh, everything is cancerous.
Yeah.
I can't see out of my left eye. You've cancer in your baby toe, I think.
Yeah. I sneezed 5 times in a row. You better get that
Fucking
looked
hell,
at,
mate.
buddy.
You have.
Jesus.
You not only have you got COVID, but you've swine flu and bird flu. What you need is flat 7-Up.
Yeah. Bringing back the classics.
Bring back the class. Flat 7-Up, Bosco in the afternoon.
Yes.
Tea and toast. Oh, do you know what I love is, do you know this? I think a lot of people can remember from the childhood. They have a certain food that reminds them of the childhood. What would your food be? That when you see that food, you just think of being 6 or 7 years of age with your family. That is your that childhood food.
Childhood food, because it was 4 kids in our house, it was like a rotational of what we were getting. So usually about once a week, you would have got. So people have a fry up for breakfast.
Yeah.
We would have had a fry at tea time with a bit of chips on it.
We did that sometimes.
Yes.
So
That
we'd have
reminds me of
sausage,
my mum.
bacon, eggs, and chips. And that would
And
remind
we have potato bread as well.
we wouldn't do the potato bread.
Yeah.
No.
And also in the south, what we call wheaten bread, you call soda bread
Or brown bread.
or brown bread. Have you seen the soda fars? The proper thing you
Yeah.
could kill a policeman with. You had them up here. Filled
First
soda.
of all, why would you use the phrase "kill a policeman" with bread?
Like if something's really hard, because it's like coming from the old thing where you would throw stuff at them. So if it's so hard, you would. No. I'm not issuing a threat or anything. Yeah, exactly.
Oh right,
That's hard.
so up in Northern
We
Ireland,
found a new phrase you haven't heard.
Anything that you see that's quite hard, that's
Yeah.
throwable, you automatically think of the
You can
police.
throw out at the cops.
You automatically think of the police.
No, it's just a term of phrase.
I know,
but that's where it comes
I know
from.
it's a term of phrase, yeah, but I just think it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is in the national
If I was
psyche.
in Cork now, and I
It's fucking
saw
throw out the cops.
anything that I could see that I could throw, I'd be like, I need to just put that in a safer area.
Yeah.
Whereas up here, it's like, oh yeah, I was talking to John last week. Yeah, he got a new football. You can fucking kill a policeman with that. That's the first thing you think about.
What's your mommy dinner?
So we used to have, I would say for me, fish on a Friday
That's very Catholic.
with white sauce. So you'd have fish, you'd boil the fish.
Parsley sauce?
You'd have the white sauce with it. Now, I never ate it about it, but every Friday was fish, and you'd be saying, because you knew like Thursday night you might get a mixed grill. Friday night you knew fish was coming.
Okay.
But you knew the reward for eating the fish was the takeaway on the Saturday. The fucking Chinese on a Saturday.
Okay.
Go down, chicken curry, portion of chips, and egg fried rice, which is basically the most basic Chinese
Yeah.
you could have.
My scam on a Saturday. So Chinese takeaways and sort of like fast food stuff would have been like on your birthday kind of thing. Because just a normal.
We would have
China-
fast food twice a week.
Twice a week?
Once a week, twice a week, yeah. Some nights you'd be like, do you want a burger and chips? Go on. We'll go down to Magic Chef.
Oh yeah, we could do that. But
Carrick
we would do that maybe. That would be a Friday. Fish and chips would be went and got from the village chippy.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Saturday was the scam I ran. I used to go and help my mum with the groceries. We go to Dunn's in Newry. And
Cheap.
And you used to
Cheap.
go and make up a pizza. They would
Oh,
have the
yes,
deli
you could do
counter.
that, yeah,
So they
yeah.
would have the base there, what sauce, and I would scam this where I would get pineapple on a half of the pizza because I was the only person in the house that ate pineapple. My 3 brothers hated pineapple. So I would have a half a pizza because they'd be like, I'm not fucking eating that. My mum would be like, pick it off. And I'd go, no, all the juice is soaked in. I'm going to taste pineapple.
Yeah.
So I would get a half a pizza. They'd all get a piece each.
There you go. But you know, in Dunn's, when you go, you could obviously make up your own pizzas.
Yeah.
I used to go there and ask them for any old bones, so I used to give to my dog. I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
get the bones for free. But another little trick I learned when I was a kid, only did this when I was a kid, now young. You'd go and you buy, say, six pack of Coke or something like that. So you put the 6-pack of Coke in, whatever. Now, this is full fat Coke before people learned about sugar and
Nutrients.
all that kind of stuff, right?
Vitamins.
As you're shopping, just open the 6-pack and just drink a can as you were going around. And then when you get to the till, there's only 5 cans left in. You look at it and you go, yeah, we drank one on the way around. They're like, oh yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That was totally cool back then. But now, if I walked around the supermarket now and I just opened the can from the shelf, you'd be fucked out.
Yeah, that's shoplifting now.
Yes,
Where
they
usually
were.
you'd be with your mum.
Whereas back then, it was just testing the product before you purchased.
Yeah. That was my job, was pushing the trolley, and then where you would have sat a baby, once my younger brother was too big to be sat in it, I would just sit a tin of Coke and walk around.
I got lost at a shopping centre once. I don't really recall it, but my mum used to always tell me about it. I got lost, and I was picked up, brought to like the reception area.
Yeah, and then they called
and they asked me, said, "Oh, what's your name?" And they put the thing on the tannoy, and I said, "Oh, my name's Andrew Martin, because my middle name's Martin." Oh, and I didn't know. Excuse me, sorry, I've just burped.
That you didn't know that Martin was a surname?
Yeah, so my name's Martin. I didn't know my surname was Ryan, and so the guy in the tannoy just went, "Could the parents of Andrew Martin please come to the reception area?" So my mother's walking around going, "Where the fuck is my son? Where's my son?" And then they hear it's Andrew Martin. She goes, "No, that's not mine." But I didn't know. I thought my name was Andrew Martin. Apparently, I can't really recall this, but my mom used to say to me, "You used to tell everybody you were called Andrew Martin when your name was Andrew Ryan."
Yeah.
And I got lost in the supermarket. She goes,
it's all fucking first names.
They couldn't find it.
That are also surnames?
Yeah, they couldn't find it. So like my mom was like, "Oh, I was only gone for..." She said you couldn't find me for about 7 minutes, which I imagine is a lot longer when your child is missing. But she said she wasn't panicking. You know the way, like she was just like, he's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nobody panicked in the 90s.
Nobody panicked in the 90s, you know?
But I had that as well. But like yours is all first names, it's also surnames. I've had that lots in my life where people go, "What's your name?" And I go, "Darren Matthews." And they go, "Darren Matthew what?" No, Matthews is a surname.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, I thought you said Darren Matthew, like that's your first two." I was like, "Who's double barreling their first name?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No, Darren Matthews." But then the annoying thing is, where I grew up at the border, people can't say Darren. They call me Darn.
Darn. Oh yeah, Darn.
Or Darn.
Oh,
which sounds like R Down.
Yeah, they say R Darren. They say
R is an ownership.
Yeah.
My cousin is R Gavin, R Barry, R. So that's how you know someone's related to you. That's a very northern thing, I think. But then I got Darn, and then in Newry where I grew up as well, the two T's in Matthews becomes F's. So my name growing up was Darren Matthews.
Or Darren Matthews.
Darren Matthews. And I'm like, it's Darren Matthews. So I all sound like a posh dickhead being like, "My name is Darren Matthews." And they're like, "Darren Matthews." That's what I'm fucking saying to you.
Well, when you know, in England, like the amount of times people have asked me, "How do you spell Ryan?" Like people say, like you, you know, are buying something or whatever, and they go like, "Oh, what's your name?" Or they go like, "Oh, Andrew Ryan." What is it? Ryan. And they go, "And how are you spelling that?" And I'm like, "Well, how the hell are you spelling it?" Like,
Ryan?
It's Ryan. I remember once someone was like, "It's Ryan." She goes, "Oh, you're spelling it the normal way." I goes, what's the other way? Like, what is the other way? Like, if you knew, like, what is the other way? Like, the amount of people that can't spell Ryan.
R-H-I-A, and that's Rihanna.
That's Rihanna.
Yeah.
So I used to have this, you know. So I remember
Rihanna.
I was in a shop in London, right? And it was one of these posh. I know it sounds weird. I was buying socks for a Christmas present for somebody, and my mum was with me, and we went in, buy the socks. Say it's posh, so they're about 15 quid for fucking socks, or 20 quid or something like that. And I got up to the till, and the guy's on the till, and he's looking at it, and he goes, "Okay, thanks very much. Can I just take your email address for the receipt?" And I hate that, because they're trying to catch you in for mailing list and all that.
2 email addresses.
2 email addresses, yeah. So I just went, "Oh no, it's all right, man. I'll just have the paper receipt." And he goes, "I actually need, okay, just 1 second. I'm just having a look here. I'm just buying socks." Yeah. So socks are like 19 quid or something, or 18 quid. I've got 20 quid cash. I'm not even putting it on the card. I just need, okay. I said, "Look, I'm fine." He says, and then he asked me for my postcode. I said, "What the fuck do you want my postcode for? I'm buying socks, man. I'm buying socks." And he's like, and he then goes, "I need to get the manager to like..." Now my mother's just like, "What's your man fucking want? Just fucking pay the money and get the fuck out of the shop." You know, like... So he wanted an email address.
I'm trying.
He wanted an email address for socks. Then he wanted me postcode. Then he wanted my name. Then he even was saying, like, we get you to fill out a survey. A survey for fucking what? I've just walked in, picked up the socks. Now I need to talk to you about my experience of the 19 seconds I've been in the shop. My mother's standing there like, going, "Oh, this is fucking London, like, it's fucking weirdos." So anyway, this man, but he couldn't get past a certain screen on the computer. So he said, "How are you paying today?" And I went, "Cash." Like, wow. Like, imagine having cash, right? So anyway, the manager comes down, right? Darren, manager comes down, and he's like, "This, like, there's 2 of them now on a till, and all I'm trying to do is pay the fucking socks." So my mother was like, "Just give him the 20, me walk out. Just give him the 20, me walk out." But no, the fucking buzzer's gonna go because it was really popped. It was a click pop it. So anyway, the guy was like, "We need an email address." So I just said to him, "I love socks at hotmail.com." And the guy looked at me like, "Oh yeah, funny," like, and I just went, accused me of lying. I didn't say that, no. Like,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
like, what you want? I love socks at hotmail.com. Just put that in. Anyway, they eventually got it done. Gave him the 20 quid. My receipt was like £1, and the receipt was that fucking long. Like, the receipt was like that long for a fucking pair of socks. And I
Here's
was
your
like,
receipt. Fuck the rainforest.
walking out. My mother just turned around and she goes, "They're not even nice fucking socks." And I just went, "Fucking hell!" Like, an email, a fucking postcode for socks.
Your birth certificate.
But
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but Darren, finally, like, you do a lot of you did comedy in Australia.
Yes, I did comedy everywhere I went.
Everywhere you went. Mm-hmm. Which do you think is the home for you? Like, where you feel you can, like, when you're doing it in Australia, you can do, I'm from Ireland and things I see about Australia. Yeah. But when you're back in Northern Ireland, like, do you just think like it's much better here? The crack is better here, or how would you differentiate between the places?
Comedy everywhere's fine. The only place I've ever done gigs where I've had to ask, is there anything I can't talk about? So when it's some places in Asia which are a bit more restrictive government-wise. So when I was in Thailand, like, you can't do any jokes about the king. He's seen as like a sacred sort of thing.
It's like when I did.
So everywhere I go, is there anything I can't talk about?
It's like
in Asia, like, don't talk about the government. I'm like, I don't know anything about them. I'm not going to say fuck off.
Yeah, like I'm always doing gigs in North Korea, and you can't talk about Kim Jong or whatever his name is.
Where did you get the visa?
Oh, jeez, it's a very long story, but like, I was going out with someone, we broke up, I got her deported. It's very
to North
messy,
Korea?
Very messy.
That's the end of her.
You know what I mean? No, but you love it here though, like performing back here again.
I do. I like here. We have a unique sense of humour.
Very unique, very dark,
unique, very dark.
And I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
You can
about
say
you.
whatever
you can kind
the
of say
fuck
a lot
you
up here.
want.
Yeah, and people just get it. It's just a joke.
It's not
nothing
real.
Serious, like, yeah.
I think that's the whole point. Is Northern Ireland is definitely the epitome of, if you didn't laugh, you'd cry.
Yeah.
It's a bit mental. We've all sorts of fucking scars, so just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I think the Northern Irish people do that well, though.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of fun up here, and that's why I like it. But Darren, thanks very much for coming on to Cork in the North podcast. Really, we chatted so much about so many different things. Definitely have a lot more to talk about again in the future.
I'm going to edit the Christ out of this. I apologise.
Oh, fucking... And all the stuff you were saying about the foreigners, Darren, I'll have to take that out.
That was you. I have no proof that wasn't him. Fuck.
But listen, Darren, thank you very much. Please like, share, subscribe. A new episode out every Thursday. It's on Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, etc., etc. Links will all be attached. But thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Cheers. Thank you to Darren.
Bye.